And we're live. Yep, we are live. It's good. Another episode. Episode 23. Venti
Yeah,
Trace. We've done it.
that's Michael Jordan. I saw Michael Jordan last night. Actually, he was in a movie.
Oh, what movie?
It's called Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Oh, that's an old one.
Did you watch Hot Tub Time Machine 2?
I think I only saw Hot Tub Time Machine 1. I've never seen
Yeah.
2.
Oh my God, it is so bad that it's good. It is 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, and damn, dude. Basically, Michael Jordan. You know Michael Jordan. He said there's a white guy that went back in time and became Michael Jordan.
Dang.
So there's this famous you know Michael Jordan in the dunk contest jumping from the free throw line and dunking, which is pretty amazing feat. But then there's that famous photo, but now it's like this a white guy from the movie. Um, I thought it was pretty funny.
Who's the guy who plays him?
He's the bald guy from Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh, okay, so they do use the same characters.
Yeah.
Okay. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So that was that. Michael Jordan.
Oh,
23.
see, I think it's happening again. The Yeah, it is. There's this little like flashing bar on the top of my camera. It's whenever I
I don't
press
see it.
live.
I don't see it.
No.
I don't see it on Discord.
Yeah, it's only in OBS, and it's only when I go live. Maybe I have to
Does it
one day.
show up on the YouTube?
Yeah, it does. I went to go back because last time, when I was muted for 3 episodes, I was just telling you this, but no one watches this anyways. But just in case anyone does, now I go back and I do like quality checks. Like I'll watch it and I'll be just to make sure that my mic's not messing up. Like everyone's, the quality's okay. And I noticed that I was like, why is this like blinking bar coming above my head? And it only shows up. I'm noticing now. It only shows up when I press the live button, and it's in OBS. So I don't know. I don't know why it does that, but
Have you ever had a CUMQUAT before?
no. Wait. No, I've had to have had a kumquat. I
Oh
must
man.
have, but I'm confusing them right now with like a plum. Like I'm having trouble the distinction in my head. Oh, you know what? I think I've had them dried. Dried kumquats.
So it's like one of the most sour fruits that exist. And you just eat it, and there's some seeds in there that some people swallow and some people spit out.
Okay. I probably like well, that's not why I had them dried, but maybe that's like was the reason why that's my only experience with them, cuz just someone has already done all the hard work and cut around the seeds, dried them out. I think they were coated in like a light sugar too, probably to make them
Mm,
sweeter.
mm. Yeah, they're just like really small sour oranges.
Kumquat. What an interesting name, you know? You like I wonder if the guy who like whoever like found these things, I wonder if they were just like there are a lot of seeds in there though. Kumquat.
You know what I've been thinking about?
What?
Um, kind of like dialects and code. I heard got this term code switching yesterday.
Hmm.
So basically, they have uh, there's different cultures have different intonations in like the way that they speak, right? So we're from very very white area, and I think the predominant business language of white people or just people conducting business is the way that we usually talk, which is very this staccato sort of speaking where you're emphasizing points and making sure that you have the right vocabulary and that you're kind of you see how it's very like stop and go like this kind of thing. And so the code what the code switching is if somebody doesn't usually use that or that's not their native tone, they have to switch into that code. The code is the tone, I guess. Code switching into that tone in special environments when they're like at a university or they're at a job interview or working in a certain place.
I can see that. Yeah.
Have you heard
There's
of that before?
what? What's that?
Have you heard of that before?
I've heard of the concept. Even the name, the code switching, that does sound familiar. I think I have um heard that in conversation before. But yeah, I've also heard like not even like tone, but I've also like even language. Like when someone like goes to their job, like they're not gonna be swearing too much anymore. They might pull back a little bit. They'll act very differently with a group of friends versus then maybe a group of colleagues, and you might not know them very well. There's kind of a formality. You're at work.
Yeah, but I guess like I'm being encouraged to code switch, and this is not my language, but to other people will code switch to white voice, and now I'm being encouraged to code switch to brown um, voice. And I got some instructions on actually how to do that yesterday, so that was pretty cool.
Huh. It's not like my head immediately went to like, because you know how there's the whole thing where people will some white people will say words that like are are like very like black culture oriented, but sometimes they'll say it in a way that's like really like it'll be kind of like, oh yikes, like so like it sounds like someone's like doing like an impersonation, but you're talking about something different. Wait, and is this like people like around you telling you like that, encouraging you that you should try?
Yeah, yeah. So they gave me some instructions, and basically what's happening is like uh if I talk like this and I sound super white and I have like my mustache like trimmed, and if I have certain words that I use and I talk and use words that people don't understand and I'm super sophisticated, then I might become a target and people might try to rob me and beat me up.
Oh.
So,
Oh, so it's is it kind of like it's a for your own safety kind of thing? Is that what they're saying is uh try, like I'm assuming they're not meaning in like in an offensive way to start like just
no, dude,
like
that's how
that's
you
how you
survive in
survive.
here.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So that they're saying like yeah, like get with it if you want to blend in, otherwise you're going to stand out as someone who uh yeah, damn.
So this is someone who's not from here and
Yeah.
doesn't have like, as they said, people. Basically, people is like people to back me up, and like if somebody fucks with me, like to come out to them. So yeah, 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 yeah. So I got so I did the I've done the white voice very very almost to a cliche uh point, right? Um but they were telling me that it's more of like it's not about the words as much as like the tone and how like the words can keep going like up, and the tone is like it's like a dance and it's like flowing, like yeah, like the pitch of the voice is going up like this, and it's like yeah, and it doesn't really matter as much like what you're saying as long as it's like you're singing a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. That's nice. Whoever let you know that that's a really nice thing to do. That's a good friend right there who's letting you know that. Okay, you gotta.
Ah,
That's the least.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, like, it's somebody that like I'm like in business with, and like they're gonna be like bringing me clients and stuff, and so they're basically like, it's for their own good for me to like blend in too, uh, because they don't want me to stand out and have people just be like, fuck this guy for thinking he's better than me and shit, you know?
Because if you're going around talking like a stereotypical like white guy who's like, why, hello there, sir. How's your day going? Would you like to have a
Yeah.
sophisticated conversation about some
Yeah.
topics? It's like, no, it's like, oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's in the healthcare field, right? And I guess where I grew up, like what's going to be successful there is not going to be what's successful here, because I was, talking about the science and, like, oh, all these bones in your skull move and it's creating this pressure system. It's like hydraulics, and it's like pushing this fluid that feeds your brain, you know? That's bullshit. You can't be saying that kind of shit.
I could see how it could come across the wrong way. I mean I don't know. It's one of those one of those things. I guess like if someone if someone interpreted it as you trying to sound like you're better than them, it is one of those things. At least that guy was like at least he's helping you out. Even beyond like a business standpoint. At least like he's yeah. Damn.
Yeah, and I've had an appreciation for, uh black culture in like sports and like musicians and things like that. So like I like have that under, like I have a certain slice of like the culture, right? And that's more of like broader, what I'll call black culture. But here now, this is Oakland, right? So it's like more refined than what I've seen before. But like I I don't know what, I don't know what appropriation is, So it feels good to like sort of get permission to kind of like uh yeah, to kind of just match my surroundings. So that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because I mean, like from place to place too. Like even from a geography standpoint, like it's crazy to think there's even differences about certain areas depending on where you go. And that's true for even like all like races, demographics. Groups will like amongst like even like white people, black people, Asian populations, Hispanic populations, no matter like where you go, there's even like little shifts in even from a geography standpoint, So it's kind of interesting how there's just little changes that happen from like a demographic perspective, like cultural background, but also geography. It's that's always fascinated me a little bit. There's like there was a political science class that I took about how even like a railroad that's built in a certain place, it can isolate two communities from one another.
because of the train tracks on either side of the train.
Yeah, yeah, and sometimes even the because there won't be like always a road that goes across, right? So now it's like positioned all the way over on another area that's harder to get to. Freeways too, because you can't actually like if they don't build a bridge over the freeway, then it can kind of just isolate two communities from one another, and then all of a sudden there's like differences that start to form, and some of it was even just like just racist like red districting too that like isolated different communities from one another. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah,
dude, it's just blowing my mind now. He just told me yesterday, right? It's just blowing my mind.
yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of like historical consequences. Even just like the building of a freeway can just completely shift two communities and how they associate with one another, how well they know each other, how well they're aware of each other. It can just the projection changes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could totally see how a train tracks or freeway freeway could do that. Um, yeah, cause I don't feel like I'm like a super nerd, right? But like I study and like I know like if I'm gonna talk about something, I know about what I'm talking about. But I can see how sometimes it's like, well, actually, if you wanna have like the best hydrogen, then you're gonna need this kind of filter. You're gonna check the water table. You need the hydrogen, and there was even celebrity endorsement. So it's just like, oh man, like how like that's incredible that like number one, I was in a place where I was understanding my position, right? That like, dude, when I see like when I walk by certain people on the street and I can tell they don't like me, like I don't know what to say to them. I don't know. It's like I know that I'm like out of place, right? So I'm there. Somebody else can recognize, look, this guy could use like some information, right? And for him to be able to communicate it to me clearly, um, wow, wow, that's just incredible.
Yeah. It's I mean even just a moment ago me talking about like the train tracks like that I sound like some kind of like nerdy like, oh, did you know that like these train tracks and
I know,
also
dude,
the
but that's
highways.
fine. But that's okay, cause that's fine. But I'm just noticing it. I'm just noticing it, right? So, um, yeah, that's where you live, dude. I don't know what. It's just that's what people do there.
Yeah, it's a college town too, so like
Yeah,
it is kind of that again it's
you live in
all on,
Bellingham,
you
like
know.
it's like almost all white people up there, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of a large Asian community. I'd say probably is the second
Okay.
largest
Yeah,
population.
but they're
But
not like the Asian people aren't like aggressive. They just do their own thing,
yeah,
right?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess it really does depend because I think like depending on where you're at, I think other people do just like what you're saying. They blend into the local culture
Yeah,
with
the
where
code
they're
switch.
living. So whatever the predominant culture is, I think like whoever else is living there eventually yeah, eventually just blend into the environment. Even like I wouldn't even say that the culture up here is like it's not that starkly different from like the Seattle area, but it's a little bit different. Like I can tell there's still a shift, and I'm sure in Seattle it depends where you go too. There's different like communities in different places, but yeah, even then I've like socially just unknowingly in my head I've when I'm around certain groups, I change certain things. Same thing with like going like when I was working too. When you go to work, it's just like this little switch just goes bloop, and you.
Yeah, definitely at work. But what's the difference between Seattle and Bellingham?
I don't know. It's interesting. I think like because it's a
More
college
people with
town, there's just
more people
like
with like dyed hair up there, or what?
uh not so much. See, I think a lot of people think that. I haven't noticed that. Um I've noticed like it's just like college town vibes a little bit. Like you got like you know, the classic people who like to party. You've got some people who are more reserved. Um it's also like a learning environment, so they're like academic blended with all those components. Um definitely a little bit more like see, I don't know actually if it's more maybe more liberal, I guess. I guess one could say that, but I don't even know
Is
if
it
it's
even
more
like
than UW because um it seems pretty standard procedure. Like I can only say from Bellevue College my experience there. But actually no, you know, it doesn't seem like it's that much more to me. It seems um pretty the same actually.
oh, interesting.
Yeah. I wouldn't say there's that big of a difference on that level.
Yeah, maybe it's like an insight that I'm getting as into this. Uh, you could call it code switching or just cultural tone. Maybe is that like cause like if you're like joking about something, then like the tone changes, right? It's like like with the kumquat stuff, like you maybe if it's like the kumquat and he's like do a could you do a joke like and just let's see what what's up with that
Like going back to the kumquat joke.
or just like Jimmy Fallon or just something, right?
Oh, Jimmy Fallon. On the spot. That's the worst though. I'm going back to the kumquat. That's
Okay.
been like the object of focus. Um,
Hmm.
kumquat. Um, kumquats. What's up with there being cum in the name? I've never had any cum in my kumquat. I don't know. I don't know. That's the,
Yeah, I guess maybe the pitch goes up and it's like more choppy. I don't know. We'll have to play with that, but um I was just trying to make the connection of like maybe you could be talking about like more serious things like the train tracks or like I guess what I'm finding here is that like there's less like uh guaranteed like serious conversations happening.
ah, yeah.
Yeah. So like even if you're talking about the train tracks, it's kind of like you could like toss a joke in there like and that and it wouldn't like stop the momentum.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who knows, dude?
I
I'm still looking at it, but
I just thought it. I thought of it. I cummed on her quat last night. That's that
it,
there. That's I just thought that one's probably that's a little bit better. I mean, like what are they're coming these kumquats? It's like no, that would. I mean, that's more of like a maybe like it sounds like a diss. Like it sounds more like I don't know why, but it doesn't really sound like the format of a joke. It's
I mean that sounded like a stand-up imitation as opposed to just I guess being silly, you know?
yeah. Um,
You know, cuz like when we were doing you remember uh I don't know, like 10 episodes ago, I think the whole episode was just this made up story about something about going overseas and there was something about selling.
oh yeah, that was
I don't
the nut episode. Yeah,
oh, and then what if the yeah, and then that and then like what if the Pope had a shut butthole?
that's
Oh, yeah. Wait, can you actually do this? This would be just a great research opportunity. Can you share your screen and go on YouTube and play um is that an option to go and play on YouTube?
let me see because I think I've got the share screen ability. I think it still works. Okay, yeah, I think this should work out okay. Let's see
Okay.
if
And I want to go to the episode. Maybe there was a clip of talking about when we were driving in the car and we were talking about what if the Pope had a shut. The Pope didn't have a butthole. You remember that?
yeah, I do remember that. Okay, let me try and
Yeah,
pull
yeah,
this
yeah.
up because this might work.
And I can look for it too.
Okay, I'm just checking to see. I'm trying to make it as smooth of a transition as I can because I don't want it to look bad. But let's see. Oh, I can't remember if
So
I. No,
you
actually, you
talked
know
about
what? I think I copied over the share screen function, so I think I should be able to share this with you.
there was like a curtain transition we worked on, and then you just had to do it like kind of quick.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have it pre-pulled up. That should help. Let's see.
The video.
Yeah, yeah.
I found it. It's pretty easy. The Truth About the Pope's Butthole podcast on the run.
Is that on the Clips channel?
Yeah, yeah. The
Okay.
highlights.
Highlights channel. Yeah.
And that has 20 views.
There's a number of different ways it would happen. Oh, I can hear it through your side.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just doing some research while you're working on that.
All right. And like there's some guy who comes in and he's like, "Oh, I found it. I found it."
Oh, good.
Not like that, dude.
Bro.
All right.
Pope had a shut butthole.
Let's see. These thumbnails were crazy.
I know, right?
I kept putting. All right, let's see. I think I should be able to just share it like this. And let me know. So I think what happens is, if I remember correctly, I can share my screen with you, and this should work.
Yeah. Well, you do the transition to the new setup where there's the curtain, right? And then you press stream.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So I think this should work out. Let me see if this pulls through. All right, that should. Oh damn. Okay, it actually messed up the viewpoint. It's fine though. I'll just do share screen, and it should. I did it late. Whatever though.
No,
This works. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
This is good. This is good. Okay. So I've got this pulled up. Oh, why does that look so? That looks bad. That looks really bad. That's.
It looks fine to me. I don't know.
On OBS, it's very bad. Why is it so bad? Why is it like that? It shouldn't be like.
You're not gonna fix that right now, dude.
Yeah, But it's like it's so bad that like they can't even see the clip. But maybe it's fine.
They can't see the clip.
Yeah, no.
Hello,
That just makes
Christoph.
it worse.
Are you all right?
No, see that doesn't work. Ah.
Okay, let me do it then.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna go out and let me just get I'm gonna get back to the home screen. Why is it like that?
Okay, I'm
It wasn't
sharing
like
now.
that before, but all right. Yeah. Let me just. Okay.
How does
Wait.
this look?
That it looks bad on my screen because we can't. I don't think it's gonna work because if I do share screen, I don't think that's gonna.
I'm just
Show
sharing the
view?
screen now. So how does it look?
In OBS it. Oh, there we. Wait. Why did that
Right.
work?
Yeah,
That works.
I don't know.
Does Mark have you? Are you
It's weird.
okay? He's got you? Well, where are you? Oh God. Okay. All right. He's by Eastside Catholic, the school.
Oh my god.
They've got him in a shed. We got to get going and try to get out of there. Try to get to the car. We've got a mic for you. It's gonna be great. All right.
How did he get all the way down?
He's distracted. All right. Get out of there, Christoph. Get out of there. We're coming for you. All right. Don't worry. Oh man, that's awful. I can't believe
Yeah,
he got him. Man.
I can't believe it either.
And at a Catholic school, that's just that's not right.
That ain't right, dog.
Pope wouldn't like that.
And the Pope takes holy shits.
Indeed, he does.
Unless he doesn't. You know, some people think girls don't poop. Some people think the Pope doesn't poop.
Maybe he
But I think the Pope poo-poos.
I think he would poop unless he had it like medically unless he has a medically altered butthole. I didn't want to say it, but the Pope could have one, and that's why he doesn't poop because
Yeah. Because why would he have a medically altered butthole though?
maybe he doesn't want people to know that he poops. Like maybe he wants people to think
In
he
what
doesn't.
way would it be altered?
They just somehow made it so that he can't poop anymore.
No, but how would it be altered to where he can't poop? Then you die.
I don't know. Like
That's part of it.
maybe
then
it's
you die.
maybe it's sewed shut and the intestine tract is altered in such a way to the point where he processes food differently. Like maybe they up his what do you call that
Is a furnace, dude? He can't burn the poop. It's not like you can just.
maybe they found a way to like increase his stomach temperature while protecting the lining of his stomach at the same time.
Yeah, maybe. But man, that'd be weird.
That would
I don't
be
think
weird,
that's what
yeah.
happens to women.
I hope not. I mean, I guess we wouldn't know unless we were
Dude,
were a
also,
woman. But
also, it'd be so hard to sew the butthole shut.
plus, it would be awful. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be a terrible experience.
You know
Like,
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
like, it would just, it would, I guess it would be similar to if you got your mouth sewed shut, but that's like, the skin there is different.
Yeah, and plus when you sit down, I feel like it wouldn't be right no matter what. You couldn't do yoga anymore, really. I feel like because you'd be, you know.
At least initially, you could not.
Yeah. I mean, you know, scratch that whole idea. I think that's a pretty out there.
I don't think that happened to the Pope.
Maybe he was born that way.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe he was born with a shut butthole, and that's why he became the Pope. Because they were like, this guy doesn't shit. He must be pretty holy.
Yeah, and all he does is when he poops, he just poops out the Holy Ghost instead of most of the stuff.
That's what he tells people. It's actually a fart. But he tells.
Where does it comes out of his mouth? Where does the fart come from?
I was gonna say whenever he farts, he's just like, it's the Holy Ghost, and everyone's like, all right. It's actually just him farting.
Oh, man.
He had tacos the night before, so.
We might have to edit this out.
Yeah, we might have to edit it out. Do you think someone would be offended?
I don't know if they'd be
But,
offended. I just don't know if I want to be talking about buttholes and farts.
Yeah, fair enough. You gotta admit though, there's something funny about it. Even to adult people, you know. I don't know why that's just still the that's just a core of comedy that never goes away.
Yeah, I think.
Or maybe it's not funny for some people. Some people might be like, "What is this? What is happening right now? What is going on with this podcast?"
Yeah, and I'm giving you an applause right now from the.
Oh, thank you.
Oh no, that wasn't the applause.
Oh. We need to find a way to hear the we got to get our headphones back somehow.
I remember that was the episode where let me switch back to the regular. There we go. It's back. Yeah, that was the episode where the camera slid and fell off the dash.
Yeah. I remember, but I caught it. It was all good.
Yeah,
That was pretty funny. That was funny.
that was.
Did you get any insights from that? What was your thought?
What was my thought? I thought it was a funny episode. Yeah. It reminded me I think with this current format, the Hot Dogs Radio, we've been switching in and out of that kind of format. Like I think like even thinking back to the nuts episode, right, where we're talking about like overseas, like I can't remember how we got on the subject. Was it because I had like a bag of nuts? I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but that episode was kind of formatted like that. You know, it kind of reminded me of those days. I feel like we go in and out of, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's, I guess, the reason I was asking about it is because like the tone, joking, code switching, like when white people are making jokes, like what is how do we know that somebody's joking? Because a lot of the jokes just seem like the same cadence, but all the words were all fucked up. Like he can't be serious, you know?
That's a good point. I guess like there wasn't too many cadence switches really. I can't tell if that's because see, that was like earlier. I feel like over time how do I say it? Like if like I think I've gone back and I've watched like the first ever like clip or the first episode of the podcast. And I remember thinking about how different it was as the episodes progressed. And I think like yeah, I think it depended on that. I don't think it stays the same because I think like we both start to get more comfortable making the podcast. So I can't tell if it's due to inexperience or you know like or if like it was a moment where like we were just riffing and I like whether trying to find something funny so you're not like committing to the bit quite yet, and that's why the cadence is kind of like just like flat through the whole way. I can't tell. I don't know.
Okay, maybe I'm gonna find another clip from later on. One thing I noticed was that sometimes you can let somebody know just by changing your pitch higher and maybe even like laughing a little bit yourself, even with the same cadence.
Okay, yeah.
Just like, what if he had like a medically altered butt, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still a hit, quick hits, but it's still like, yeah, the pitch kind of makes it. Oh, it's a little bit more funny if they just like say it like this, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So which one do you want? I mean, we might not listen to the whole thing, but there's what if your penis is shaped like a rectangle? Is a circle really a circle? Most of these are just songs.
I'm trying to think back.
Some of these are so crazy. The worst mime ever. I'm just gonna go penis rectangle.
All right, let me know when, because I'll try to time it, the share screen thing. I'll click it now.
Okay.
Oh, that actually worked perfectly.
All right.
Okay, 1 second. I just gotta go click watch the stream.
Started
Oh no, it's shifted.
out the case.
Oh man. Oh wait. No,
Dude,
damn it.
it's fine. It's fine.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Do so much damage to it that I have to get a new one.
Oh wait.
That's
No,
kind of what it is.
I can fix it.
Yeah.
I'm not like throwing it on the ground,
There we
but
go.
it's hard. This thing is slippery. It just falls out of your hand. Even if you're just like, if you're like this, it'll just go
Yeah.
like this.
Gotta get a case.
Oh,
Good
no,
case
no.
on there.
But I had a case.
You did.
A lot of wooden cases actually. But now I need a new phone. But if this is still serving me functionally, I can't. It just doesn't even make sense in my head to get a new one.
I know what
Right?
you mean.
It's like this
I
one
feel
works.
the same way. Yeah.
This one works. Well, it doesn't really work. And like the new iPhones, the phone isn't actually bigger, but the whole front side is a screen, so the screen's bigger.
Yeah.
I like that. Aside from that, I don't even know how they make the new ones better. Aside from them having newer, faster processing.
Yeah, you know, if I'm happy with my phone, like the one that I have currently, I probably shouldn't just Like, I've been keeping these in my pocket.
Can I just say the cadence thing is just now just like sticking out so heavily now for me. It's just insane.
I can kind of see it. Yeah, I can definitely see it. Especially, it feels like it's a lighthearted conversation. I feel like just by like you could tell if somebody was generally like, if you were generally upset about like the phone thing, but it's kind of like it's not super serious. It's lighthearted, you know?
No, but I'm just saying like the cadence and you just keep talking like this and like all of the words just are hit to a point. Like that's the cadence that I'm talking about, just in the back and forth. So far, there's been no jokes. As far as I'm concerned, we're about to start the joke part.
Okay. Yeah.
They show up on the podcast, and I'm like, maybe I should just have it
People
out.
think you have a rectangular penis.
They might. They
Yeah.
might. I was thinking about that.
That'd
I
be
was like,
actually. We should zoom in on it sometimes. Just
yeah.
To,
Like, here, I'll put it back in. I don't know if they can actually see my leg in that camera.
yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, oh, no. Oh, crap.
I mean, that would be impressive and just horribly ineffective.
I know, right? Like, what would you do with something like this?
It would have to fold, and it would have to fold.
Even then, though, the ridges, it just
Oh.
wouldn't be functional.
Well, if it was that rigid,
Yeah.
if it was just that but attached, that would be worthless. But if it was made out of the regular material that a regular one is, you could like bend it around and still maybe have an.
But if
children.
it hardened, then you'd have just like this. And then you'd just be stuck.
No, that's not what I'm imagining.
That's what I was
Like if
imagining.
that was made out of penis material.
Like if it wasn't an erect penis,
Yeah.
then okay, maybe. But then it would always take this form, so you couldn't do anything with it. Like then you'd just be like,
I know, but I'm imagining like the erect penis still isn't. It isn't as hard as it's not as hard as a phone.
I mean, it's not, but it's still like it's not like pliable, you know? Like
Well, who
it's,
knows if it's that thin and that wide? Maybe it will like the structure won't be able to support as. That's what I'm imagining.
That's another thing. I think there's so many downsides. It would be so bad.
Yeah, I agree.
You'd just be stuck
It would
with
suck.
like a flap.
Which is it oriented this way? Or I was always imagining it like this.
That's almost even worse. Can you imagine just like just
Yeah.
That's
no,
awful.
I can imagine. I have a pretty good imagination.
I'd say I
think-
can imagine it, but I don't want to because it sounds so terrible.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds awful.
Does sound awful. And speaking of imagination, that whole bit in the I guess it's 2 episodes ago. When people see this, the hot ones episode.
See, I feel like the cadence kind of like
Camera had cut
it
out, but
shifts.
We were doing the whole bit about
Like when you're doing this, I feel like it changes.
When you're doing what?
Like when we're explaining this, it didn't feel like it felt like the cadence goes in and out of like very like what you were talking about, like da 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 da, like very like pinpointed, versus sometimes it feels like it changes. Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah.
This is the one that blew up for some reason. I don't even know why. It still is the highest viewed highlight that we have for some reason. I do not know why this one is the one that took off.
Yeah, but I think this one is gonna be a pretty good example of what the joking cadence is. Yeah, it definitely changes. It's not the same the whole time. I'm just I think it gets a little bit less pointed and the pitch goes up a little bit when you're joking.
I kind of noticed that, yeah. I feel like when you're explaining certain things too, I think the cadence changes. Like during that part when you were like kind of like explaining pre-details to get to like another point. I feel like the cadence shifts to where it's not quite as pointed, and then once it gets to the thing that the person wants to like focus on, then the cadence gets focused. I feel like I've noticed some kind of structure there, but I guess that's just conversation, really. I guess like outside of comedy, it would still be maybe possibly similar. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I noticed like a lot of the times we were like I was laughing during that was I'm not sure like cuz you can play serious and like having a straight man as a part of like on a TV show or it's mostly in television or in movies like there's the super crazy person but that person can't be shown to be crazy without like having like a person that like acts normally, air quotes. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes you can play the straight man and that's sometimes what I feel like I'm doing when I'm like, no, it actually wouldn't work like right like that so that like you can play off that and like you can go extra far with the joke. So sometimes being serious is joking. So yeah, I think that's a part of it too.
Definitely, yeah. I noticed even in the
But I just want to see a little bit because
Okay.
I think this is a good one.
I've noticed that like even from the beginning, like thinking back to
Were you
the
gonna say something?
yeah the going back to even the first bit I think that we ever did, it was about like it was like a robot. What if like like a sex robot? And I remember you were going on this tangent about it,
Oh,
and then
that,
I was
that was
playing.
an episode that didn't air, right?
No, it did. It did. I think that's like the first like clip on the highlight too. Was you were talking
Okay.
about the sex robot, and I was like, oh no, and then it kind of evolved in that way where you got to have two polar opposites. Yeah, that work in that way.
Yeah, especially if you're like in a comedy team, then definitely I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, some of it's just funny, like situationally, and it has nothing to do with delivery.
Just gonna become a part of the culture. To be honest, I think that's just how it's gonna go.
You think?
Yeah. That's whatever. That's whatever though. Some people will benefit, some people won't. Just like anything that's introduced. Like water bottles. Some people benefited more than others.
That's that's true. I mean, I guess if like somebody's really lonely, right? Like in China, there's a huge problem of like male to female ratio over there.
Because they kill the female babies.
Yeah, yeah. So they have like
Oh
a
my God.
ton of males, right?
Yeah.
And so when these guys like get lonely, like sex robots are kind of becoming a thing over there because they're like
The
who
ratio's
else?
all thrown off.
Yeah, so they're like, there's no like women. Like if there's no women in the town that you live in, you're kind of just like, oh well, fuck.
Well, fuck, and that's what you do. You fuck a robot.
Yeah.
But if it's just about sex, they could just buy one of those silicone butt things.
I feel like you're looking for like. See, I don't know. 'Cause like you get like this assuming this body thing, right?
Are you imagining what the robot's like?
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine like the shape of like this robot. It's like they're trying to make it like a human, right?
Yeah, I think it would be shaped like a human woman with the human woman features.
Yeah. So like, what is?
It would have nipples,
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
a butthole, everything.
But then the thing is, the problem is that like I feel like you're not talking to this thing. This thing isn't talking. Like and then you drop it in the.
Oh, yes, it is.
It talks.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they talked.
Oh,
How far have they
dude.
come?
Dude, I mean, how far have they come? No pun intended.
Yeah,
This is crazy.
I
Dude,
didn't-
they're like, Daddy, put your
no.
penis inside of me.
No. But then imagine that. Like, okay, there's no way it's complex enough to like sustain like different phrases for a whole entire day. Like that has to play at least like 20 times in the day.
Oh.
That exact phrase, which means it's just all the time like, sitting on your couch, Daddy, just sitting on the couch there, and eventually I think you just go insane.
Okay,
Right? Like
so
that would-
great point. I think there's two two ways about it. Number one, there's probably different modes that you put the robot in. You know, I mean, you can tell it to shut up if you want, but I'm talking about like you could put it in daddy mode, you could put it in fuck me mode, you could put it fuck me in the ass mode, any of the modes. But like then it would have a different dialogue that it does, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like you have an app on your phone and you're like, I want, have a lot of funny ideas, but I'm not sure which ones to choose. But you could say I want an Eastern European woman, and maybe she starts.
So yeah, I think we just go back.
Yeah, that's what. See, I couldn't remember who was being the person who like is the I guess voice of reason in the room, and I think that one's so interesting because it shifts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean I think that's just a good thing in improv. Like if you're like doing episodic television, then I think it makes sense to like have one person be the straight person, but whatever gets to be funny, and I think funny is just something that's unique or out of the ordinary or just strange or just silly. So I want to do this one as the last play.
All right.
Cancel one more time, just because I think that was one of the highlights. You remember the song?
What's the Tomato Man?
Is it playing?
Also, the volume's a
Yeah.
little bit low. I think it is showing up, but it's very like some of them are quiet. Is there a way to boost it?
Watch out for.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Definitely better.
Tell them to not watch the movie.
I can't. I can't. Okay.
Just kidding.
It's a man.
Man cut.
Cocktail.
Chocolate and tomato sauce.
Hey,
Chocolate
what
and
you
tomato
doing?
sauce.
Hey,
Chocolate
where
and
you
tomato
going?
sauce.
Hey, hey,
Chocolate
what
and
you
tomato
doing?
sauce.
Hey,
Rotten tomatoes.
bitch.
Rotten tomatoes.
I heard you were a bitch. Are you a bitch? Bitch. Hey, bitch, get lost. Hey, bitch, get your talent sauce.
Wait, is this happening for you? Is it kind of freezing? Oh no, that's just the Discord.
No.
Okay, it's breaking down. What is going on? Oh.
All right. Let's just end this.
Yeah, okay, wait a minute. The stream just like dropped. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such,
Why I ended it? Cause dude. I ended the stream because I don't like the technical difficulties, so I'm not streaming anymore.
okay. 1 second. We're back on the normal screen. I think this is a problem with YouTube, unless it's my internet.
Did you hear me? I ended the stream.
You ended the
over.
stream. Okay, the stream's over. Okay.
I ended the stream. It's over. I don't like having technical difficulties. It's not worth it doing the stream if there's problems.
Okay. No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me shut this down on
Be careful.
Wait, but did you end like do you mean the stream that you were sharing your screen, or do you mean the stream is in like the live stream?
I can't end the live stream.
Okay. Okay. I figured for some reason I thought live stream for a second. Okay, I think it's better now. It should be good. Yeah. Okay, we're still live.
Yeah, I mean, unless you ended it, then it's good.
Okay. I know what you mean though.
Cadence.
With cadence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just playing with it now. Just playing.
The Tomato Man. It's interesting though too because no, we had a few serious episodes I think on the Not Your Cousins podcast. There was a few. One I think
Yeah.
yeah,
I
we had a
guess.
few serious ones.
There was one about like universal language. I think that one got pretty serious. Yeah, there were some.
The language one kind of
Uh,
started to break down into a
Dude,
bit.
it's just funnier when you can like feel the energy in the room and just do bits and uh, I mean yeah.
I feel the same way. It's
Yeah.
it's not
Well,
the same
also I
like interfacing over the internet. Not to mention like technical difficulties can kind of like that can like create a disturbance, and plus you can't like interface with like in the same room. It is different.
yeah, but I think it's still like developing the skill, you know? Like I think it's developing the skill of podcasting. So, yeah, it's worth it and we go through good topics.
I think so too. I definitely think so. We've had some like really funny bits from this too. Like, again, the nut episode. I thought that was really funny. I think I watched that one back, and yeah, it made me laugh. I thought it was a funny episode. We don't have like the edits anymore, but I feel like it's good that we shifted to a new channel because like they're so different in different ways. Like especially just like the live stream format is so different from a edited podcast with like we do like zoom ins and we do all these like little funky things. It's yeah, it feels like two different things almost.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
If we ever did in person again, we could even shift back to the Not Your Cousins podcast and try that format again of like an edited in-person format.
Yeah. Dude, I don't think I could edit up the podcast ever again.
No, you don't think so? Maybe I could
I don't think I could.
I could give it a try just cuz I did like we used to do it like I guess like we used to sit there together and like edit the long one. But I could try taking it on, especially if like I wasn't uploading the clips and stuff too. Like maybe I could just I could try it out, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I just don't like editing. It's just not fun for me. I don't like editing music. I don't like editing any of that kind of stuff. I mean, I'd be happy if you wanted to do that, or we found, you know,
An editor,
just a
that would
way
be
to
great. I mean,
simplify all of it. No, but just a way to simplify. If it was an editor or just, you know, if in Premiere, if you could, they come up with some AI tool that like you just put in the files and it chops it all up, but then you have the opportunity if you want a certain shot to change it, then boom. And then if it's just only creativity, I'm cool with that. You know?
okay, you know what? I
Like,
know
oh,
exactly what
let's
you
add
mean.
these effects in that.
Yeah, cuz
Yeah.
see, I
Just
remember
loading in
the
files, logging them up.
adding the effects, that was the most fun part when we were editing. The switching back and forth,
Yeah.
that sucked. That was the worst part. But adding
Yeah.
the zooms and adding someone gets like a massive imploded head, that was the fun part. That was really enjoyable.
Yeah. Yes.
It would be, a way that we could simplify it is if we had a switcher, but then you'd have to have a third person behind the switcher who switches the cameras whenever someone's talking.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another option. And then you run the camera's footage, and it's just all there. You don't have to actually, splice up the different point of views.
Oh, so if you have a switcher during recording, but it still has to be able to drag it out. Like, let's say you want a certain reaction shot that you didn't get. I still want to have that footage available, you know?
Okay. Yeah. I think
'Cause,
you
like,
can do
you know
that.
how- Good, because you know how there would be like, you should be able to do it. Because with the switcher one, I think it goes to its own video feed, and that could be like the main one. Whichever file is on top is the one that shows, and you would have the other ones that you could place underneath it. That if you ever wanted to go to those, you could just chop this section out, the upper one. So that would actually be pretty good to just get a switcher.
Yeah. We just need
And
to find
maybe-
someone who would sit there and
maybe
do the
someone
the
can-
switching.
Maybe someone can even do it over the internet.
That would be nice. That would be real nice. Then we could even do it as if we had like an online show. We could switch back from different point of views and then go to the wide shot here. That'd be great.
Yeah. Yes, the switcher. Well, that makes me think, dude. There is a chance that I would adapt this apartment to being a two bedroom. Yeah. So I'm not saying that's definitely an option, but I have some ways that might work. So. Yep.
Okay.
That would make it a lot. That would make it a lot easier. Financially, it'd be better for me and for you, I'm sure. I mean, California's expensive, so.
Yeah, it is. And I've been really I think I want to end up down there. That's kind of what that's been I think something that I've decided.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the sun's nice. I think
Yeah.
cloudy weather up here, it gets especially through the really rainy seasons, it brings you down a little bit. It can kind of bring down mood. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. What I would request is that you would have like an activity that's planned like throughout the week, like work or school or something. Yeah. Just so you're not just here hanging out all day. Like,
No, yeah, again, if I'm gonna go down there, it's gonna be either for school or again, there was the option. I don't know if I guess we can just I'm just talking about it on the podcast. I don't know. Either that or I was trying to think possibly LA. But I don't know. It would be for a purpose. It would be for a reason. There'd be a reason for it. So either for schooling or something. Or a job. Because, again, once I graduate, I'm either going to be looking for internships or I'm going to be looking into possibly law school. I haven't decided yet. But mainly moving down to California because, creative endeavors. There's a lot more people who make, just content down there. A lot more people who do YouTube, music, stuff like that. Yeah, the industry is just down there. So that's primary reason, but I wouldn't just go for that, if that makes sense. But yeah.
Cool.
I hate the
Yeah,
idea of LA though. That's the one thing is that you get the smog seasons where it just can't go outside today. Smog.
Yeah, there's quite a there's not that there's some schools down here. I mean, Cal Berkeley's hard to get into. You know, you take the LSATs, right, for law school. Um, it's a great school. You'd have to really study for the LSATs to get in there. But there's at least three other universities within a 30-minute drive of here. So, something to think about.
Definitely.
I mean,
Yeah.
and then right across the bridge, there's like schools in San Francisco as well. But yeah, if you lived here even for like a few months, then you could probably just get set up and you don't feel like you're digging a hole.
Yeah, it would especially just be nice, even for the fact of like, getting the podcast going again. We could do it in person. We could also make some music as well.
Mm.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Yeah.
I definitely want to visit. I'm trying to go and visit. I think I told you this before, but visit a friend down in LA. So I was thinking I would drive down. I could stop through, stay with you, and then drive down to LA, stay with him, and then do a journey back up maybe in the summer.
Yeah. Just let me know when you're thinking about that. I do have a couple trips in the summer planned. Going to Canada, and then you and I are. So we have another plan in something to do in August.
Yeah, that's right. There is a family reunion. Got that coming up. I think that's in August, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why. Should we end the episode?
Yeah, we can end it anyway. I want to get outside and ride my bike a little bit. So.
All right. Yeah, just because I mean, like, well, not like again. There's nobody who watches this. It's still 0 views. We're not. No one's gonna see like the kind of, what do you call that, the down curve of the episode anyways, but yeah, we'll end it here. Let's see. All right, we'll see if anyone's watching this in the future. You got like years worth of content. You got the Not Your Cousins podcast. We changed the name of this show, so this isn't even episode 23. Just kidding. It's probably episode like 40, possibly 40 something.
No, like 80, dude.
Am I? Oh yeah, with the Not Your Cousins podcast. Yeah, this might be like episode 80. That's like 80 hours plus like the little extra minutes that go over. Sometimes they're 2-hour episodes. You've got hundreds of hours of content that you have to watch by the end of the year. So we're going to end the episode on that. You better watch them.
Better.